This is a video about how to turn a character in space while maintaining the character's essential characteristics. You want the character to look the same, whether we're seeing the character frontally, as we see here, or in profile, as you will shortly. Let's get started. The first thing you're going to have to do is create a cartoon character and then draw that cartoon character in black on white paper. You can see that the picture that I have here has color associated with it because this is a finished drawing. But in the first stages, it would just be black and white. At this point, you would need to rule up your paper. Ruling up means to straighten your paper on the desk so that it doesn't move around. But you're going to be straightening it on the desk so that it's perfectly parallel to the bottom, top, and sides of your desk. In order to do that, you need some special equipment. You need a little bit of tape, of course, but more importantly, you need a T-square. In order to find out what these things are, I would recommend that you visit my YouTube channel and watch a very short video on how to rule up a piece of paper. All you need to do is go to YouTube and in the search area put in ruling up. The first thing you'll see is me with a T-square and a piece of paper. Watch that and you'll know exactly what to do. So once you're ruled up, the next thing that you're going to have to do is draw a series of horizontally parallel lines. And that becomes very easy when you have ruled up your paper. I'm going to try my best to get straight lines on my iPad, but no guarantee. So you're going to have to just go with me here. Now if you take a look, I've drawn two horizontally parallel lines. These two lines indicate for me where the chin is and where the top of the head is. The character is not going to change in the size of its head just because it's turning in space. Its features also will remain essentially in the same place, and that's a good thing for us. Now remember, at this point you have to decide whether you're going to be focusing on the left side or the right side of the face. If the character's nose is going to be turning to the right, then that means that you're going to have to focus on the left side. If you're going to have the character turning the other way, then you have to focus these next lines on that side. Now I think that I'd like to focus on her right side, but for us it's the left side. So focusing on the side over on the left, I'm going to start drawing lines. I'm going to need a line for the bottom of the lips. And once again, I'm going to draw these in as best as I can, trying to get them horizontally parallel, but no guarantees. So I'm going to draw in a line for the bottom of the lips. And now, since I'm going to be turning the nose to the right, I need to go off of the left side of her mouth where the lips come together. Oh, I missed. That's better. And then, of course, the top of the lips. And then the bottom of the nose. And the bridge of the nose. The bottom of the glasses. The top of the eye. The bottom of the eyebrow. And the top of the eyebrow. And of course, any other areas that you might be turning in space, like for example the scarf or the top of her glasses, which in this case I didn't draw because it also aligns with the bridge of the nose. Maybe where her hair stops, where her hair starts on one side or another. And of course, finally I need to worry about the ear, which I will do now. Turns out that the top of the ear is terribly close to the eye line, so I'm not going to include that. I'm just going to use that eye line. So now, as I work from this point forward, I'm going to make sure that the drawing that I do aligns with the drawing that I already have. I already know how large the nose is going to be. I know how big the lips are going to be. Now, you'll notice that a few of my lines are not actually parallel. I'm going to redraw these because they crashed into one another, but it's really important before you start to make sure that they all align exactly so that there's no spaces that are getting bigger or smaller as you move to the right or left. All right, that's a little better. So now at this point, I need to start turning my head. So I'm going to take a look at the shape of my head, and I'm going to recreate it on the right. So by taking a look at my head, I notice that it is, in this case, kind of an egg shape. All right, so I'm going to start by putting in that same kind of egg shape over here, and I know that it's going to start at this line, it's going to end at this line. So with a little bit of work, I can get that looking just about right. All right, let me smooth out this bottom a little bit. Okay. Now that I have that, I need to remember that when I turn the head sideways into a profile view is a side view, of course, that the back of the head will come out somewhat. It's about 2/3 of the head length. So if you measure from the top here to the bottom there and turn it sideways and then knock off 1/3, that's as if you took the head length and divided it into 3 and then knocked off one section, you'll find that the head does come out a little bit on toward the top of the head length, like this. And there you have it. Now at this point, I can figure out where my nose is going to go. I have a line that tells me that the bottom of my nose will be there. I have a line which tells me that the bridge of my nose will be there. Now it's up to me to put in a nose whose shape I like. Remember, usually the bridge of the nose will go back a little bit, and then it'll come forward and, of course, stop at that line. So I'm just going to go in like this and then make my nose look like that. Okay, now I know that the bridge comes out a little bit and we've got the hair and such, so I'm just going to take this around like this. And of course, I'm going to ignore the hair for right now, and I'm just going to come down like that. All right, now I know where the bridge is because I had a line there. Now I have the lips. Well, I know that my chin is going to come out a little bit and it's going to start on that line, so that's going to be my chin. But notice that I have the bottom lip right over here, so now this is going to be the bottom lip and that's going to be the top lip right there. And then I've got the upper lip right there. At this point, you can see that my nose aligns, my mouth aligns, and my chin aligns. If I want to, I can change any of these shapes. I can make the nose look more like a slope kind of shape. I can do whatever I want with the lips. The point is that the left and the right side will wind up looking more or less alike. Now I've brought in the finished drawing. And you'll notice that if I were to draw lines across here, the chin would align. The top of the head would align. The eyebrow would align, as would the nose and the lips. There's only one thing here that's really off. Can you stop the video now and see if you can pick out that item that's really, really off? That's right. The glasses are totally off. So make sure you're consistent throughout your entire drawing. Now, while we're talking about it, let's just make sure that you understand that when you draw the mouth in a profile view, you're going to use only half of the size of the mouth. So if the mouth measures an inch, then the mouth over in profile view would only be half an inch. The eye also will be half of the eye. And you notice that the eye does look as though it's kind of a triangular shape. Make sure not to draw a frontal view when you want to actually draw a profile view of the eye. That's very important. Now this may take a little bit of practice, but it's well worth learning how to turn a character in space. Remember, you can always take tracing paper and put it down over this area after you've drawn your lines, because then you can do your drawing on the tracing paper, and if it comes out wrong, you simply throw away the tracing paper and you can start all over again without any difficulty. That's a very helpful thing to remember. And also remember that your original drawing is not going to be the one that you hand in for a grade. This is just a practice drawing. Your finished drawing will actually be on a paper that you're going to be copying this off of. If you have any questions, be sure to ask. Good luck.